Take two.
Well, here we are in Toledo at the studios of Mark and Mike Kersey, and they are Mr. Atomic. And I'm so thrilled, you guys. Thanks so much for having us here today.
Our pleasure.
It is so great to meet you and see your work. Now, I want to ask you, though, specifically, it's called narrative-pop-surrealism. What does that mean?
Narrative, because we like to tell stories as opposed to just capturing a moment out in nature. Pop, because it's more contemporary, and surrealistic, because there is a heavy dose of surrealism influenced by people like Dali.
And you guys collaborate a lot on each of the pieces, is that right?
We collaborate by input, and if you're too close to the painting and you're painting it, you don't see it. You kind of justify what you've done. So a fresh mind comes in, like my brother's, and he says, you know what, this isn't working.
So you're doing this for 5 decades,
Right.
50 some years, and
100 together.
what were your early inspirations that got you started?
I'm going to be honest with it. Comic books. Comic books put artwork in front of me, and it also put a narrative in front of me that kept me glued to the panels, to the stories. And to me, that was a whole different world. It wasn't a world like all the adults running off and being happy or unhappy with their jobs that I couldn't even understand. But to be an artist, to make the pictures that excite me, and in turn I could excite others, including myself. Well, that was something you could sink your teeth into.
Mm-hmm. So we're here to see some of your art. Can we go and walk around your gallery?
Sure, let's go.
Okay, Mark, this one for example. Can you explain this painting to us? What was the inspiration behind this?
It's a theme that I've explored a couple times with twins. They're sharing a heart. It just kind of evolved.
Mm-hmm.
I may have even started something and didn't care for it and then covered it up, and then that evolved out of it. And then I think Mike came up and said, wow, what is that? And I thought, yeah, I don't know what it is either, but I like it. So I'm inventing a new life form here. Every once in a while, I'll do a painting that is my take on not giving the viewer what they're anticipating. Something a little, never unpleasant, but not something that you would necessarily hang on your wall.
A surprise.
And this is obviously that. I could have shown you any number of pretty pictures that would be palatable to a larger spectrum of people, and that this one isn't. But I was very flattered at a gallery when a woman came up and said, I really love this piece.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I'll always remember that, because I'm probably not going to hear that very often. There's nothing sweeter than to sell a painting or have someone admire a painting that you've made up, and the sole purpose wasn't to sell it. I don't paint to feed the machinery and get the checks coming in on a regular basis. I paint for myself. And when you do that, you can explore areas that another artist isn't going to do.
And Michael, obviously the Beatles, and from talking with you, you've said that they had a great influence on you and your brother earlier.
Well, they certainly were instrumental. Instrumental.
With their
It's a play on words.
Very good, Mike.
Instrumental, and they continue to be instrumental, because I do a lot of other things that have nothing to do with musicians and music. Each year we create new work that we put our heart and soul into, many of them, which makes us create such a diversity of topics and subject matters. We can't be everything to everybody. Certainly, the Beatles certainly weren't. If not, I mean, think about how many other great recording artists have. Yeah. Even if their impact was not as great as the Beatles, certainly they made some wonderful contributions.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, I'd say that about you and your brother as well, making beautiful contributions to the art world, and it's certainly been wonderful to be here to see you.
Oh, you're not leaving. I'm locking the door. None of you. You're captives now.
Okay, you guys definitely have the gift of gab, but right now you have 8 seconds to answer these questions. You ready?
All of them?
One at a time.
Okay.
How'd you come up with the name Mr. Atomic?
1950s science fiction movies.
Okay.
Okay.
Next. Hurry up.
What's your favorite color?
All of them.
If you weren't painting, what would your career be?
Mad scientist.
What state were you born in?
Depression.
If you had advice for some up-and-coming artists, what would you tell them?
Don't follow your dreams.
What's
Or follow your dreams.
At great peril.
Right. Great period.
Of all the pieces you've done, thousands, which are your favorite? What's your favorite?
Mine.
His. No, I'm lying. Mine.
The one that we haven't painted yet. That's going to be our next favorite.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thanks so much for having
All right.
us here today. It was a great pleasure meeting both of you and being here in your gallery.
Okay, it's us three against the world.
All right.
That's a take. That's a wrap.